Hi everyone, good evening. Today we'll be looking at the problems on percentages. For the past in the past two videos, I have covered the concept which will be used to solve these problems. If you haven't gone through those concepts, then I advise you to watch the past videos. So I'll wait for some 2 to 3 minutes. Let others join. Is my voice clear? Voice and video. Can someone please mention in the comments that my voice is clear? Okay, let's see question number one. Question is, what is 60% of 900? This is a very straightforward question. I have already taught you how to do these things, do these sort of problems. A percent is nothing but 60 by 100. You can write it as 3 by 5 as well, because 60% is fractionally equal to 3 by 5. Upon what value? Upon 900. If you go for cancellation, two zeros and two zeros are cancelled. 9 6s are 54, but still 1 0 is left. So the answer becomes 540, which is at option B. So it's a very simple and straightforward question. Let's move to question number 2. In a school, there are 4,250 students. So I have already taught you the concept. Whatever may be the number, whatever may be the number, here it is 24250. In the next question, it may be some 10,000 or 20,000 or 25,400, whatever may be the value, total strength will be always what percent? 100%. So here we came to know initially 100%, that is the strength of the school is 4,250, right? Of these, they have given you only boys and girls are there in the school, and 48% are girls. There are boys as well as girls, out of which 48% are girls. It means that the total is 100, and there are only two segments, that is boys and girls, out of which girls are 48. Then automatically it implies that the percentage of boys is how much? 52%. Then, and further information has been given, and let the number of boys be b. We don't know what is the exact number of boys, but it has been given that let the number, it may be 2000 or it may be 2250 or 2500, whatever the value of boys may be, but you have to treat it to be b. Small b is equal to number of boys. And finally, the question is asking you to find out what is the value of b plus 65. Means you have to add 65 to the number of actual boys in the class or in the school. So we know 100%. What we have to find out? We have to find out 52%. That is boys plus 65. If first you find out 52% upon 4,250. This 0 and this 0 will obviously get cancelled. You can go with 5 if you want. So 5 2s are 10. 5 8s are 40. 25 is left over. So 5 5s are 25. So there 85 is present. If you cancel this with 2, it is 26. If I have taught you how to actually multiply fast multiplications with respect to two digits. If you remember the steps, first one, unit digit multiplication. 6 5s are 30, 2 5s are 10, 8 6s are 48 plus 10, 58, 58 plus 3, 61. So 6 is then carried forward, and finally this 2 to be multiplied. 2 8s are 16 plus 6, 22. 2210 is the actual number of boys. How much? 2210. And you have to add how much to that? 65. So 5, 7, double 2. So double 275 is the correct answer, which is at option A. So let's move on to question number 3. A can, so a container has 360 liters of milk, sorry, 360 liters of mixture which contains both milk and water. It is a mixture which contains milk as well as water, and the volume of 360 is not milk, it is actually a mixture of both milk and water together. It may be 360 or 100 liters or 1000 liters or 1250 liters, whatever it may be, total quantity is always equal to what? 100%. So here in this question, 100% total mixture quantity is 360 liters, which has two ingredients. One is milk and the other one is what? Water, which has 20% water. So they have clearly stated that the percentage of water is actually 20. It implies that what is the percentage of milk? Obviously 80, because there are only two ingredients, milk and water. If one is 20, the total has to be 100. Automatically it implies that the percentage of milk is 80%. Now, the percentage of water now what we are doing, initially this is the case. So if you want to find out, you can, 80% can also be written as 4 by 5. If you don't know, you can simply do it like this. 80% on 360, 0, 0 cancel, this 0 and this 0 cancel. 8 3s are 240, 8 6 are 48. 240 plus 48, 288. So out of 360 liters, 288 liters is milk. If you subtract 288, or else you can find out as well. 20% means 1 by 5, or you can solve it like this. 20% upon 360, 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel, 36 those are how much? 72 liters. So this is the actual quantities of milk and water in the given mixture. 288 liters of milk, 72 liters of water, and the overall mixture volume is 360 liters. Okay. In the process of dilution, what is dilution? We will add water to it. Adding water is known as dilution. So in the process of dilution, so we are still adding. Initially 360 liters was there. It contains 288 liters of milk and 72 liters of water, but still we are adding some water. Now 360 has been increased to some other number by adding water. So after adding water to 360 liters, now it won't be 360, definitely maybe 360 plus or 400 plus. Now what is the quantity of water? Now the water became 50%. Now the percentage of water in the new mixture is 50%. Earlier what was the percentage of water? 20. Now what is the percentage of water? 50. So if this is 50, then this also will be 50. Because earlier it was 360, but we have added some water. We don't know exactly. We might have added some X liters of water. Because of the addition of X liters of water, percentage of water has gone up because we have added water, right? As we have added water, the percentage of water has gone up and the percentage of milk has come down. But you have to understand the point that we just added water, but we have never removed the milk. Milk quantity remains the same, 288 liters only. But the percentage of milk got reduced from 80% to 50%. Okay? The percentage of milk itself changed, but the quantity of milk doesn't change because we have not removed the milk, we have just added the water. As we have added the water, percentage of water increased and the percentage of milk decreased. It doesn't imply that quantity of milk is altered. Quantity of milk remains the same, though the percentage actually changes. Now, how to find it out? It is very clear. I have very clearly stated that as there is no change in the quantity of milk, it will be 288 liters only. But earlier 280 liters was how much percent? 80%. But now the same 280 liters is not 80%, but instead it is actually 50%. If 50% is 280, then this 50% also has to be how much? Same, 288 only. If this 50% is 288, this 50% also has to be the same, right? 288 liters. So now you can easily find out what is the value of X or the amount of water added. The new amount of water is 288 liters. Actually, original amount of water is 72 liters. If you subtract the original quantity from the new quantity, you will get the amount of water that has been added. So 6, 1 and 2. So we have added 216 liters of water to the mixture, so that water percentage has become 50 and the milk percentage has decreased from 80 to 50. Okay, so the answer or the option for this question is 216 liters of water has been added. So here the most important point that you need to understand is you have not altered the quantity of water. Sorry, milk. If you are adding water, only water quantity increases. It doesn't decrease the quantity of milk. Milk remains the same. But as the overall quantity, because the 360 is now not 360, definitely increased, 360 plus x liters. As the water has been added and the quantity increased, water percentage automatically increases and the milk percentage automatically decreases. But the point that you should keep in mind is only the percentage got reduced, but not the quantity of milk. Okay, that is the basis actually to solve this question. If you don't understand that point, then it is almost difficult or it almost impossible to actually answer such type of questions. And these questions are very important kind of questions, both in prelims as well as mains. Question number 4. The height of A is 20% more than height of B and A is 180 centimeters tall. So there is a comparison between two values A and B. What is the first point? The height of A is 20% more than B. So A is being compared to B. So obviously B is the reference point, which is 100%. As A value is 20% more, you simply add 20 and you can straight away say that the value of A in terms of percentage is 120. And it has been very clearly mentioned that the height of A is 180 centimeters. Height of A is how much? 180 centimeters. So indirectly they have told you that 120% is equal to 180. What is the value of 100%? So you have to find out the value of 100%. You know the value of what? 120%. And what is the value of 120%? 180 centimeters. So you can go for cancellation. 25 is 100, 26 is 120, 6 exactly goes 30 times. 5 to 30 is how much? 150 centimeters. So this is the height of B, which is at option E. So the height of B is 150 centimeters. I am moving to question number 5. The height of Ram, height of whom? Ram is how much? 145 centimeters. And that was Sita. And Sita is 25% taller than Ram. So Ram's height is 145 centimeters and Sita is actually taller. How much percent? By 25%. Find the height of Sita. It's a very straightforward question. Ram and Sita are being compared. Who is being compared to whom? Sita is being compared to Ram. Hence, Ram has to be treated as 100%. Sita is how much percent more than Ram? 25. So you can directly add 25 because it is reference point is what? 100. So Sita's height in terms of percentage becomes 125. If Ram's height is 145 centimeters, they are asking you what is the value of 125%, that is Sita's height. So we need the value of 125 and we actually know the value of 100%, which is given as 145 centimeters. So 25 5 is 125, 25 4 is 100. So obviously there will be decimals because 4 cannot cancel 5. So go for cancellation. 4 3s are 12. We are left with 25. 4 6 are 24. We are left with 1. So I am taking the decimal point. So 1 becomes 10. So 4 2s are 8. 4 5s are 20. So 5 times 36.25. So 5 5 is 25. 5 2s are 10 plus 2 12. So 1 is carried forward. 5 6 is 30 plus 1 31. 3 is there. 5 3 is 15 plus 3 18. So the final answer becomes 181.25 centimeters. 181.25 centimeters is the correct answer. So you should have watched the basic concept videos. There are two videos actually. If you have not watched them, then it is very difficult to understand what I am actually saying or what I am actually doing, etc. If you have already watched those two videos, then it's nothing. You can easily understand what I am actually trying to say. So Rani's salary is how much? 50,000 rupees. Rani's salary is 50,000 rupees. She spends 50% out of his salary. Whatever his salary may be, 50,000. It might be 1 lakh. It might be 75,000. It might be 20,000, or it might be only 5,000. So irrespective of the amount of salary, total salary will be always 100%. So in this particular problem or in this case, 100% is how much? 50,000. They have very clearly mentioned that 50% was already spent on household expenses. Until you actually read the word remaining, you can directly cancel the given percentage from 100. the word remaining is mentioned, then you cannot directly cancel the mentioned percentage from 100. You have to find out. You have to find out that mentioned percentage on the remaining value and then proceed for subtraction. So I have already taught you all those things in the basic concept. So here the word remaining has not been used, so we can directly go for subtraction. 23% on change education. No remaining word has not been used, hence I can directly subtract again. So 50, 23 overall, how much gets subtracted? 73% gets subtracted. So from 100, if you subtract 73, you will be left out with what percent? 27%. So you know the value of 100. They are asking you what is the amount of savings. If you know 100%, you can easily find out 27%, right? You want 27%. You know the value of 100, and the value of 100 is how much? 50,000. These two zeros and these two zeros are cancelled. So 5 into 27 is 135. There are two zeros left. So double zero. So 135 double zero means nothing but 13,500 rupees, which is at option A. So 13,500 is the correct answer for this question, and it is our option A. So let's move on to question number 7. See, the question is A's salary is 20% more than B's salary. So here there are two people, A and B. And whose salary is being compared to whom? A's salary is more than B. So B is the reference point. Hence B has to be considered to 100. As A value is more than B, you can just add it. So 20% more. So A's salary becomes 120. There is one more comparison. B's salary is being compared to whom? C. So take the third person. B's salary is 30% more than C. So if I take 100 here, it becomes slightly difficult because as I have already taught you here, A is being compared to B. So it implies that if you know B, then only you can know A. Okay? And if you read the second statement before assuming anything, or if you before assuming B as 100 or A as 120, you will understand that B is being compared to C. B is being compared to whom? C. It implies that what? If we can know the value of B only if we know the value of C. So if C is known, then only you can find out B. And if B is known, then only you can find out A. So here the precursor point is C. If C is known, then only you can know B. And if B is known, then only you can calculate A. So initially you have to know C, then only you can proceed. So C being the initial reference point, you can consider C to be 100. And it has been very clearly mentioned that B value is 30% more than C. So now I can assume that the value of B is 130 because this is 100. So I can directly add 30% to 100. But now you come to the first point where A is being compared to B. A is how much percent more than B? 20%. A is more than B and B value is how much? 130. So can I add 20% directly to 130 and say that the value of A is 150? No. I have already told you why this is actually wrong. Because the reference point is not 100. Reference point is what? 130. So if A value is 20% more than 130, first of all you have to find out 20% of 130 is how much. If you proceed for the calculation, you will come to know it is actually 26 but not 20. So you should not add 20, you have to add 26. So if 130 is added to 26, then you will come to know the value of A in terms of percentage, that is 156%. If you read the question further, it has been very clearly stated that A's salary is 28,080, means 28,080 rupees. What is A's? Oh, sorry. This is not A, it has to be either B or C. So I'll take it as C. Okay? Or let's see how it comes out. So we know A's salary. A's salary in terms of percentage is 156% and it has been given as 28,080. A in terms of percentage 156 and the salary is 28,080. We will consider both. We will find out both B and C. The question has been, it's a typo mistake. I have given A and I am asking A, but which is wrong actually. Once A is given, it should be either B or C. We will calculate both so that we can find out the correct answer. B's salary is 130. So I want to find out 130. I know the value of what? 156, which is how much? 28,080. So if you know 13 table, that is well and good. If you don't know, then it's slightly difficult. 13 tens are 130. 13 ones are 13 26, 13 twos are 80, go exactly 4 times. So I'll go with further 2. 2 5s are 10, 2 6s are 12. This is actually 28080. Go for cancellation, 6 4s are 24. Then we will be left with the 40. 6 6 is 36, 48. 6 8 is 48, 0. 4 6 8 0 into 5. 5 0 0. 5 8 is 40. 4 is left over. 5 6 is 30 plus 4, 34. 5 4 is 20 plus 3, 23,400. If the B salary is asked, then the answer has to be 23,400, which is not among the given options. Now let's calculate C. C value is 100. And we know the value of what? A, which is 156, and the value of 156,000 is 28080. Now I cannot go with 13th table, so I am going with 4 probably. 4 25s, 100. 4 3s are 12, 36. 4 9s are 36. Now I can go with 13. 13 3s are 39. 13 twos are 26, so we are left with 20. 13 ones are 13, 78. 13 sixes are 78, 0. So here still 3 is there, so go for further cancellation. 3 sevens are 21, 3 twos are 6, 0. 25 and 720. 25 0 0. 25 twos are 50. 5 is carried forward. 25 sevens are 175 plus 5. 175 plus 5 is 180. So the salary of C is how much? 80,000, which is the option D. So here instead of A, it has to be what is C's salary. So we are asking you to find out salary of C. So hope you understood. If you are not able to understood, go back, watch the past 2 videos, and come back here. You can rewind as it is, as it will be available as a recorded video. You can rewind the solution and go step by step to understand the actual way of solving, or what is the logic behind solving the question in that particular way. Question number 8. Weight of A is how much percent more? 25% more than that of B. B's weight is how much percent less than A's weight? So it's a very simple question, but it might be slightly tricky if you won't think properly. It has been very clearly mentioned. Initially, A is being compared to whom? B. A's weight is 25% more than B. So A is being compared to B. So initially B is the reference point. So it will be taken as 100%. And what is the value of A? Value of A is 25% more. Hence it becomes 125. Now the question is, B's weight is how much percent less than A? Suppose if B is being compared to A in a reverse order, B has to be compared to whom? A. If that is done, then what is the percentage of B's weight that is less than that of A's weight? So if you look at the weights, this is 125 and this is 100. So B value is less than that of A value by how much? 25%. But you have here is a hint for you. If the question asks you percentage more, you have to take the difference. Whether it is percentage more or percentage less, you have to take the difference between two values. But if the question is demanding percentage more, then comparison has to be made to the least value. Comparison has to be made to the least value out of the two. You will be having only two values in the comparison. If the question is asking about percentage more, then you have to find out the difference between two percentages and then solve the question by comparing the difference to the least possible value out of the two. But if the question is demanding percentage less, then you have to compare the difference to the highest value among the two. So what is the difference? 25. And the question is asking about how much percent less. If you see here, how much percent less. As I said, if the question is demanding percentage less, then the comparison had to be made to the highest value between the two. Out of 125 and 100, which is highest, 100 or 125? 125 only. So you have to compare 25 to 125, but not 100. So 25 by 125 into 100. 25 ones are 25, 25 fives are 125. So if you go for cancellation, 5 will go exactly 20 times. So the answer is 20% less. So initially, A is 25% more than B, then B is 25% less than A. So it appears to be the actual solution, but that is not right because you are comparing B to 125. You are comparing B to what? 125. So the difference between B and A is 25, and the 25 is being compared to A, not B. So A value is not 100, A value is 125. If you compare 25 to 100, it will become 25%. But when you compare 25 to 125, it is not 25%, it is actually 20%. And the correct answer for this question is option C, that is 20% less than that of A. Question number 9. P. P's salary is 20% more than B's salary. B. It has to be Q. P's salary is 20% more than Q's salary. So we are having P, Q, and R. Don't make any conclusion which is 100, which is 120, etc. Before making the conclusion, you have to read the entire question. P's salary is 20% more than B's salary, and Q's salary is 30% more than R's salary. So E is being compared to Q, and then Q is being compared to R. So, which is the reference point? Obviously R. If you know R only, you will know Q. If you know Q, then only you will know P. So initially you have to know R to tell the values of P and Q. Hence, R will be considered to be 100%. And now we find out Q. Q is how much percent more? 30% more. So obviously Q value becomes 130. Now P's salary is 20% more. Already we have seen very similar question. If you calculate 20% on 130, it becomes 26. So the P value is almost 156%. P's salary is how much? I'm sorry. P's salary is how much percent more than R salary? So P is how much percent more? See, the question is demanding percentage more. If the question is demanding percentage more, then the difference has to be compared to the least value. And whose salary is being compared? P's salary is how much percent more than R? So the two values being compared are R and P. And the difference is what? 56%. The question is asking about percentage more. Then the comparison has to be made to the least value. So 56 has to be compared to the least value, which is 100 multiplied by 100. So 100 cancel, and you will come to know that the answer is 56%, which is at option E. So hope you understood that question, and I am moving to the next question. While running in a marathon, Z speed is 20% more than Y speed, whose speed is 25% more than X speed. Then X speed is how much percent less than Z speed? Again, very similar kind of comparison. We are having Z, we are having Y, and then we are having X as well. So while running in a marathon, Z speed is being compared to Y. Z is 20% more than Y speed. Comma whose? I have already told when you find such terminologies. Y comma who, Y comma whose. What I said, you have to just substitute that letter in place of who or whose. So if you substitute Y here, so it implies that Y speed is 25% more than X. If you see the question, X, Y and Z, three people are there, and the speeds are being compared. Z is 20% more than Y. So Z is being compared to Y. Then Y speed is 25% more than X. So Y speed is being compared to X. So Y is being compared to X and Z is being compared to Y. So if you know X, then only you can tell the value of Y. If you know Y, then only you can tell the value of Z. So indirectly, if you know X, then only you can tell the values of Y and Z. As the reference point is X, you can consider it to be 100%. Now, Y speed is more or less more. How much more? 25% more than X. So Y is 25% more than X, so it becomes 125. Now Z is 20% more than Y. Y value is how much? 125. So if they say that 20% more than Y, I cannot directly add 20 to 125 and say the answer is 145. That is wrong. So because you have to find out what actually is 20% upon 125. If you do that, you will come to know it is actually 25. So you should not add 20% to 125. You have to add actually 25% to 125. So 125 plus 25 is actually 150%. So now you came to know the speed of Z in terms of percentage is 150, while that of X is 100% and that of Y is 125%. Now the question is, then Speed of x is how much percent less. The question is demanding percent less. When the question is demanding percent less, the difference has to be compared to the highest value between the two values being compared. Here, who is being compared to whom? X is being compared to z. So the two values in comparison are 100 and 50. 150 are the two values in comparison. What is the difference between 150? 100 and 150. So difference between 100 and 150 is 50%. And this difference has to be compared to the highest value because the question is demanding percentage less. I have already told you why. Okay. So actually the value of x is 50% less than that of whom? Z. And the value of z is not 100. Value of z is how much? 150. So if you compare this 50 to 50, not to 100 but to 150 into 100. So 50 exactly goes 3 times. 50 ones are 50, 50 threes are 150. 100 by 3% is the answer. But this is an improper fraction. If you convert this improper fraction into proper fraction, it becomes 33 1 by 3%, which is at option B. Okay, let me move to question number 11. See, the question is actually stating that a fraction, initially it is g by h. It is known as g by h. G by h is the fraction. Becomes what? 5 by 7. You don't know the original value of g by h. Original value of g by h may be 2 by 3 or 3 by 2, whatever it may be. But you don't know the original value. That is why we consider original fraction to be g by h. Original fraction to be g by h. Okay. But it becomes means it is a result. We have done something, and as a result, g by h has now become 5 by 7. Initially, the value we don't know. That is why we are considering it to be g by h. But later on, g by h became what? 5 by 7. So if something is becoming something else, then we would have added or we would have subtracted or we would have multiplied, divided, etc. So some kind of mathematical or arithmetical operation has to be performed to change the value of a particular fraction or a particular number. So here g by h is the original fraction which we don't know the exact value, but after performing certain arithmetical operations, g by h became 5 by 7. So what are those arithmetical operations? When the numerator and denominator of the original fraction were increased by 25% and 40% respectively. Respectively means in the same order. So what is the order mentioned here? Numerator and denominator. So first percentage corresponds to numerator, that is 25%. And the second word denominator corresponds to second percentage, that is 40%. So indirectly they are stating that numerator of the original fraction was increased by how much? 25%. And the denominator of the original fraction has been increased by what percent? 40%. That is why original fraction has become how much? 5 by 7 after the changes. The old fraction is what percentage of the new fraction? See, g by h. G is the numerator. Everybody knows this. The upper part of the fraction is called numerator and the lower part is known as denominator. Right? So, whatever may be the value of g, g might be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, whatever may be the value of g, but initially before changing, it is always what percent? 100%. Similarly, whatever may be the value of h, h is an individual value, it might be 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be. But initially, before applying the changes or mathematical operations on h, initially the value of g will be h will be always considered to be what? 100%. Now, as per the statement, numerator was increased by what percent? 25%. So the numerator becomes what percent? 125%. And denominator was increased by what percent? 40%. So 100 plus 40, it becomes how much? 140%. So we came to know that 125% upon G and 140% upon H will give us a new fraction which is equal to what? 5 by 7. So after adding 25% and 40%, then only this fraction has come. Original value we don't know, so we are going to find it out. So cancel out percentage, percentage gets cancelled. You can go with 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25, 5 2s are 10, 5 8s are 40. So G by H will be on the left side, the rest will go to the right side. So 5 by 7 is already present. This is actually 25 by 28, but when it moves to the exact opposite side of the equation, it gets reversed. So it becomes 28 by 25. So 5 ones are 5 5s are, 7 ones are 7 fours are. So the original fraction was how much? 4 by 5. So this is how you find out original fraction. But that is not the question actually. Look at the last sentence of the question. The old fraction is what percent of the new fraction? It's a very simple and straightforward question. Old fraction is what percent of the new fraction? Old fraction is how much? 4 by 5. And it has to be compared to new fraction. New fraction is how much? 5 by 7. And they're asking you the percentage. So to find out percentage, you just multiply by 100. So 4 by 5. If you take this value into numerator, it gets reversed and 5 by 7 becomes 7 by 5. So into 100. So if you multiply these two values, 5 5s are how much? 25. So 25 will go exactly 4 times. 4 sevens are 28. 28 into 4. 4 20 is 80, 4 8 is 32. 80 plus 32 will give you 112. So the original fraction is actually 112% of the new fraction. So this is all about actually concept. If you don't know the concept of percentages, then you can't understand what I'm teaching you or the method that is being used to solve the question. Everything will be a doubt. Everything will create confusion in your mind. But if you have actually watched the previous videos, not watching is not alone sufficient. You should understand it. If you have understood the concept that I have taught in the previous two videos on percentages, then whatever I have been teaching you, whatever the method that I am taking to approach that particular question has to be understood by you and will be understood by you. Okay. Now, so the population of a town is the current population of a town is means present tense. That means present population of the town is 18,000. It may be 18,000 or 1,80,000. It is always what? 100%. Total value is always 100%. And it's a slightly different question, but it's a very simple question. 4 by 9 are females. You have to understand whenever a fraction is given 4 by 9 or females, what is the sentence actually stating? 4 by 9 or females means 4 out of what? 9. Whenever a fraction is given, denominator always indicates total value. Denominator always indicates total value, that is nothing but 100% or 18,000 in this case. And the denominator also states another fact. The total value, this case 18,000. Maybe in the next problem it might be 24,000 or 30,000 or 1 lakh, whatever the value may be. The total value has been divided into 9. How many equal parts? 9 equal parts. Means 18,000 has been divided into 9 equal parts. So, whenever a fraction is given, the denominator indicates the particular value has been divided into that many number of parts. In this particular question, it is given as 4 by 9 or females. It means the total population, which is a combination of both males and females, has been divided into how many equal parts? 9 equal parts. So, 18,000 when divided into 9 equal parts, each part is how much? 2000. And out of that, how many parts are females? Total is 9, which contains two categories, male and female. They have very clearly mentioned that one part is 4, that is females are 4 parts out of 9. Total is 9. If females are 4, then obviously what is the percentage of male? Sorry, what is the fraction of male? 5, or you can indicate it as 5 by 9. The rest, the remaining 5 out of 9 parts are males. Fine. We already know each part is how much? 2000. Now you can easily find out males. Males are how many parts? 5 parts out of 9. So 5 into 2000. And females are how many? 4 parts. 4 times 2000. So 5 into 2000 is males are 10,000 in number and females are 8,000 in number. Then, if the next, if the female population, if you look at the question, if the female population increased, means you have to add. Increased by how much? 1600. It is not percentage, it's a value. So you can directly add. You can directly add 1600 to 8000. Okay. Female population increased by 1600. Then means after increase of 1600, they constitute what percent of the new population? 40% of the total population after increase. So after 1600 is added to the total number of females. Originally females are how many? Only 8000. But later on it was increased by how much? Means 1600. Means we have added 1600 females to the original population. Now female population alone became 9600. This is only female. And it has been very clearly stated. Now means after increase. It has been very clearly mentioned. After increase, the population of females. Female population constitute how much percent of the total? 40% of the total. Then what is the addition to the male population? So male population increased by how much? So female population after increase is how much? 9600. But in terms of percentage it is how much? 40. If females are 40, it is needless to say that the number of the percentage of males will be how much? 60, right? Therefore, males is equal to 60%. 60% on, you don't know 60 because you don't know 100 because we don't know new population. But we have to find out 60. How can we find out? We can find out 60 by comparing it to 40. We know the value of 40, right? So 40% is how much? 9600. 0, 0 cancel. 4 will go exactly 24 times. So 6 into 24, 6 2s are 12, 6 4s are 24. So the new male population becomes 14,400. Original male population is 10,000, but new male population is 14,400. So if you subtract old male population from new male population, you will get the difference or the number of males increased by 4,400, which is at option B. So the number of males increased by 4,400. Next, question number 13. The population of city increases every year by 10%. It's a very direct question. We have already shown, I have made a video on this model, particular model. So the population of a city increases every year by 10%. You don't know what is the original percent, always 100. And it has been very clearly mentioned, present population is 1 lakh. So present population is 1 lakh means 100% is what? 1 lakh. 100% is 1 lakh. And the question is, what could be the population of the city after 2 years? After 2 years, and it is very clearly mentioned, every year the population increases by 10%. So there are so many methods as I have already taught you, but the simplest of the methods is, so every year it increases by 10%. I can directly add 10 to 100, so it becomes 110. This is the end of the first year. At the end of the first year, the population will be 10%, 110%. But we need population after 2 years. So now I have to calculate another 10% because it increases every year by 10%. But during the second year, I cannot directly add 10 because here the base value is how much? 110. So I have to find out the increase of 10% on 110 is how much? 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel. So you should not add 10. Instead, you have to add how much? 11. So it becomes how much? 121%. So after 2 years, the population will be 121% in terms of percentage. The original population, it has been very clearly mentioned. Initial population is 1 lakh. Then what is population after 2 years? That is 121%. If 100% is 100,000, 121% will be 121,000 or 1 lakh 21,000. If you don't get this idea, then you can directly calculate 121 out of 100 and the value of 100 is 1 lakh. Two zeros cancel. You will come to know it is again 1 lakh 21,000. So this is how you calculate the population increase or decrease. I have taught you how to calculate questions on decrease as well already. Question number 14. Salary of Sri Krishna is rupees X. So there is a person whose salary is unknown and it is being given as X, but whatever may be the salary, his salary will be always how much percent? 100%. And he spends 20% on house rent. So there is no usage of the word remaining. So I can directly subtract 20, 15% on travel. So remaining, the word has not been used, so I can directly subtract 15% on groceries. Again, I can subtract straight away 15% on groceries. But now if you observe, 40% of the remaining. So I cannot directly subtract 40% because first you sum it up 20, 15, 15. Total it is 50%. So out of 100% salary, he has already spent how much? 50%. So what is the remaining value now? What is the remaining value? So obviously out of 100, if 50 is already spent, the remaining is 50. 50% is remaining. And the question is clearly stating that 40% of the remaining is for payment of loans. The remaining value is 50. And out of that you are spending how much? 40%. If you calculate, you will come to know it is actually 20%. So out of 50% salary which is left out, you are paying 20% as interest on loans. Now, when 20% is subtracted, you will be finally left with what? 30%. See the next question. 60% of the remaining. Now the remaining value is not 50, it is actually 30. Upon that, how much percent? 60%. 60% of the remaining means 60% of the remaining, which is 30, that is 18%. 18% is being deposited as a recurring deposit with the bank. So he is saving some money with the bank, which is 18% of his salary, or 60% of the remaining, that is 30%. But 60% of 30 is actually 18. So earlier we had 30%, upon which 18% has been saved in the bank in the form of a recurring deposit. So if you subtract 30% minus 18%, finally you are left with 12% savings as a cash. In cash form, he is having the savings. He saves the remaining amount, which is root of 324 into 1000. Slightly different. The expression is different, that's all. This 12% or savings is equal to root of 324 into 1000. If you know root of 324, it is well and good. You have to by heart. But if you don't know, there is a shortcut method which I have not taught you yet. But you have to know that, okay? 324 root is 18. So 18 into 1000 becomes 18,000. So indirectly they have communicated you that the remaining 12% savings is equal to 18,000. So if 12% is 18,000, what is the value of X? Means what is the salary, total salary of 100%. X is equal to 100%. So I have to find out 100. I know the value of what? I know the value of 12, which is how much? 18,000 rupees. If I go for cancellation, 12 ones are 12 fives are 60, double zero. So the salary of that person is 1,50,000 rupees. How much? 1,50,000 rupees per month, which is at option D. It's a very simple question. I have already taught you this method. If the word remaining is used, then you have to be cautious enough while solving the question. Next, the population of town Y. Population of town Y increases every year. Every year it increases by what percent? 20%. Present population is very clear. Present population is 38,880. But here we are not asking after 2 years, but actually 2 years ago or 2 years back. What was the population 2 years before? Present population. But if you go back, it becomes difficult for you to solve. So what we can do is past value. 2 years ago we don't know. So let the past value be 100%. Then every year it increases by what percent? 20%. So 1 year, after 1 year it increases by 20 and it becomes 120%. During the second year also it increases by 20, but you have to calculate 20 upon not 100, 120. So if you do that, you will come to know it is 24. So if you add 24 to 120, it becomes 144%. So past value 2 years ago, if it was 100%, and if it increases every year by 20, then 2 years ago 100, 1 year ago 120, and the present population will be 144%. So you know the present population, it has been given 38,880. It means 144% is 38,880. What is the original population or 100% population or population 2 years ago? So you want to find out 100. You know the value of 144, which is 38,000. Sorry, 38,880. You can go with 12 or 36, your wish. If you are comfortable with the table 36, then fine, or else you go with 12. 12 12s are 144, 12 threes are 36. So you are left with 28. 12 twos are 24. You are left with 48. 12 fours are 48. 0. Again with 12, you can go with 12 again. 12 twos are 24. 84. 12 sevens are 84. 0. So 270 into 100. 270 into 100 will give you 27,000. So 2 years ago the population would have been 27,000, and by increasing at the rate of 20% every year, after 2 years or present population is 38,880. Hence we can say that the population 2 years ago of that particular town is 27,000. Okay, that's it for today. So we have solved 15 questions on the concept that what we have learned. So hope you understood the questions. As I already said, if you have not watched the concept videos, previous two videos, it is highly impossible to actually understand these 15 questions. But if you have watched those videos, then one or two questions might be doubtful, but the rest of the questions would be very clear for you. So hope the class was useful, and thanks for spending your valuable time. Thank you so much. If you like the content, please do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.